Gary Vee, Mark Zuckerberg, and Steve Jobs. They've all dressed to impress before. Seeing a lot of comments and rebuttals of you don't really need to dress up, right? You don't really need to dress up for success. You can't look at where successful people are getting their advantage of their success without looking at how they got there in the first place, right? What steps they took to get to that successful level. And I just wanted to rebuttal by showing two clips today. One from one of my favorite recent TV shows called The Suit, right? Or sorry, not The Suit, Suits. And another from the movie Devil Wears Prada. So for those of you who do not watch Suits, basically Mike Ross is a pretend lawyer who comes in, he lost his client, he's now looking for his client, and he has one lead, which is this person who she recently contacted, his client, and he needs to find out basically where her whereabouts is. Now, he doesn't really exactly come in with a lot of authority. You can tell his voice is a little bit shaky, but it goes over really well. And I believe it's because he is wearing a suit, unlike these other guys who are obviously playing basketball. And so they're wearing sportswear instead of wearing a nice tailored suit. So let's check this out.
Bradley Rieger. Sorry, can I help you? I'm sure you've heard about the investigation regarding Gabby Stone. Are you with the Department of Justice? I have several questions for you. Did you help Gabby when she was charged with insider trading? Of course I did. She wasn't just a trader, she was my friend.
And I love how he just fully accepts that he is with the Justice Department, even though he has not confirmed that he is. He just went on with his questions as if.
I recommended a lawyer and let her borrow some cash after you guys froze her account. That was Henderson. He's a stickler for procedure. Tell me, when was the last time you saw her?
And now he's playing the role.
Rather, let me inform you that withholding knowledge of the whereabouts of a known fugitive is a federal offense. Do you understand me? Gabby came in here 20 minutes ago. She asked to borrow my key card to Morello Asset's offices, and I gave it to her. Well, the department appreciates your honesty.
Boom. And clearly he is not with the Department of Justice, but everybody in that room fully believes that he is. Now, he is more authoritative towards the end with his voice, his tonality, his body language, but he was not that way in the beginning. And I believe it is the suit that held him over for everybody to see him in that position in the first place. So what do you guys think? Let me know. And the last part is actually really funny because he really gets in the role at this point, kind of borderline cocky, putting himself in this role. But watch this.
Oh, and Mr. Rieger, put a little arc in your jump shot, all right? If poor shooting were a crime, I'd be forced to arrest you right here. It's embarrassing. Go get him.
So for those of you who have never watched The Devil Wears Prada before, basically the main character, Andy, over here walks in for a job interview in this scene. And I want you to notice three things. So one, of course, how she is dressing. 2 and 3 is really how it's affecting her personally, right? So her body language and her vocal tonality. She also does say certain verbiages like, and her voice gets a little bit shaky, and there's pauses when there really shouldn't be. Now, I want you to also notice Miranda, who is Meryl Streep's character in this scene, and how she positions herself, right? So also notice what she is wearing, how she holds herself up, her body language, and her vocal tonality. I want you to also notice her eye gaze, right? Because she looks at her in the beginning because she's curious, and then towards the end, she's completely disinterested, and she looks really down at her newspaper.
Who are you?
My name is Andy Sachs. I recently graduated from Northwestern University.
And what are you doing here?
Well, I think I could do a good job as your assistant. And, yeah, I came to New York to be a journalist and sent letters out everywhere, and then finally got a call from Elias Clark and met with Sherry up at Human Resources, and Basically, it's this or Auto Universe.
So you don't read Runway?
No.
And before today, you had never heard of me?
No.
And you have no style or sense of fashion?
Well, I think that depends on what you're...
No. That wasn't a question.
All right, she's about to list off her achievements. And I also want you to notice how she's not even really confident when she's listing out her personal achievements. So here we go.
I was editor-in-chief of the Daily Northwestern. I also won a national competition for college journalists with my series on the Janitors Union, which exposed the exploitation of...
Okay, so I want to compare this to a scene towards the end of the movie when she makes that transformation. She not only dresses nicer, but she presents herself in an entirely different way. So check this out. So here are two of Andy's coworkers, and they're making fun of her right now, and Andy is gonna walk in. So I want you to again notice not only what she's wearing, something that's very fitting to her body, and of course she has her hair and makeup done, but how she is really carrying herself and how the two coworkers who are making fun of her right now, how they look at her, how they are positioning her in their own minds. Check it out.
I mean, I just knew from the moment I saw her she was going to be a complete and utter disaster.
Miranda Priestley's office? No, actually, she's not available, but I'll leave word. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Are you wearing the
Chanel boots? Yeah, I am.
You look good.
What? Oh, shut up, Serena.
There's a certain level of respect that obviously happened here. Now, it doesn't matter whether she's wearing Chanel boots or not. That's not the point. The point is she's wearing proper clothes that are fitting to her body and that looks good on her, right? And how instantly as humans psychologically, we position people in certain ways, and there was a certain level of respect. Now, of course, there's a certain level of jealousy in this case, but that comes with that psychological underlying reasoning that happens because of somebody that is well dressed or dressed the part, right? Because up until now, Andy was not dressed the part, and now she feels threatened purely based on her looks, right? Purely because of how she is positioning herself based on dressing to impress. So let me know what you thought about the two clips from Suits and The Devil Wears Prada. Do you really feel like dressing to impress actually gives you a sort of unfair advantage, right? Because in human psychology, even though we try to be fair and we try to not judge by the cover, right? We still have these tendencies. We still have these archaic tendencies of judging people by how they look, right? So why not take advantage of that? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And of course, comment again, like and share, and hit that bell button so you could be notified on the next episode that comes out. And I hope you create a wonderful, wonderful day.